Oh, darling, this is the most rambunctious party you've thrown yet. Yes, quite. Socially distanced though we are, I know how to throw it with the best of them. Isn't that right, my esteemed guests?
Yes, right. Yes, right.
Oh, God! Oh, Harold! Harold! Oh, what is it, my esteemed cherry blossom floating in the wind? What the fuck's a cherry blossom? Oh, never mind that. Look, there's a filthy 11 out there. Oh. What, you mean like an underage child? Or? No, you half-witted adult! An 11! One of those Orientals that used to be here that we conquered, but they won't go away or die or anything like that. Oh, God, it's disgusting! Look at it!
No,
it's asserting its dominance!
Ah, we can't have that, can we, our esteemed guests?
Yes, and once this is all over, maybe we can go down to the pub and maybe I can find myself a young chap to do some coke off my diphtheria.
Oh, get the Bugatti, darling!
Yes,
get it!
Bugatti.
Welcome Code Geass, better known as
The Soap Store!
That's a Nightmare Frame. I'm Butcherson, aka
I'm being repressed!
and this is MECH Talk, the show where Dance Dance Revolution is a political stance. Shout out to this commenter for the request way back when I was first starting MECH Talk. You the real MVP. Alright, let's get into it. Code Geass has some deep lore that stretches all the way back to 55 BC, where someone sneezed and caused a fluctuation in the timeline where George Washington gets betrayed by Benjamin Franklin so that Ben could be an earl. You know, after the Netflix special, that's entirely believable.
What the f*** is a car?
The show itself starts in 2017 ATB, which could stand for All to Brits considering the context. Great Britain has actually expanded their empire to about a third of the world, renaming their conquered lands to whatever the default name was for that land. So for Japan, it was Area 11, which the Brits renamed their entire race to 11s. At this rate, the last land they conquer will be called Area Final Draft Final Copy Copy 2. In this land of the rising binary number, we're introduced to our anorexic cast, Lelouch the Fallen Prince, Suzaku the man who pleasures fish, and then everyone else. Finally, our story begins with any standard European setting, gambling on chess.
You start with the king.
But just then, a terrorist attack causes pandemonium. The expectation?
I know you were sleeping, your hands up!
The reality? 2 bombs and the entire reason the show exists. C2, or CCE, CC's Pizza, gives Lelouch the power of the Geass, letting him control people to do exactly as he says.
Die!
Even handing over this mech so he can do what he does best. Play chess.
R2, E7, in group.
Now for the meat of this Brit burger. The mechs used for this show are a 4th generation brand of metal known as Nightmare Frame, spelled with a K. Because you take the words night and mare and merge them together, you get a centaur. Oh right, it's also scary as shit seeing one roll up to your house and open its eye like it's looking into your bank account, which is how I segue into functionality. The Stormtrooper variety of robots are called Glasgows, which are capable of sliding around on mecha heelys. Though normal walking isn't really shown, it could be possible. These frames are equipped with standard humanoid arms as well as the previously mentioned head that opens up and uses fact sphere sensors to get up-to-date info on the field. The standard weapon loadout includes a knife, maybe a Nito sword, a bazooka, auto rifle, and something called slash harkins, which are just Batman's grappling hooks just strapped onto the nipples. And these are the mechs of the show, right up until we get to episode 2, where we learn Suzy Q Suzaku is a certified Britannian soldier and gets the keys to an overpowered Nightmare Frame named Lancelot. It's the protagonist's privilege upgrade to the usual nightmares, with more nipple clamps and specially crafted swords that get coated in cherry Kool-Aid to give it an edge in combat. Later on, the formerly mentioned terrorist cell gets a change in leadership and, with the goodwill of the Japanese Liberation Front, obtain their own imported upgrade to their arsenal known as the Guren Mark II. That's Mark 1 over there. Say hi. Okay, go away. Go. Be gone. No one cares about you, Guren. Go. The Guren Mark II's main offensive tactic is to use its modified right arm to grab mechs and funnel blow-up juice into its prey. It's not as agile as the Lancelot, but it is quite formidable. And for a good majority of the season, that's what we get until this guy shows up.
Alright, nobody move or the princess gets it. Where the hell am I? Uh-oh. If only there was a nightmare frame nearby that had a prototype float system so we could fly out of here. Maybe even a druid system that can predict where someone was going to be. Ooh, and maybe even a Gefgen disturber so I can be stealthy. But there's no way something like that could be here.
Zero, that's a nightmare over there.
Perfect! We'll use that!
Anyway, Gawain's flight capabilities will be the groundwork for current and future units to have their own flight capabilities. However, that's going into some spoiler territory, so I'll leave it at that. And then there's the OVA nightmares, but that's another topic for another video. We're running over the time limit as it is, but let's say there's some creepy crawling looking dudes, and is that a centaur? Oh, you thought I forgot about the cockpits, didn't you? Nah, this is MECH talk. You know what we talk about here. We talk about cockpits. So you probably noticed that the cockpits are kind of hanging outside because the mechs themselves aren't really that big. This makes some sense thematically. I mean, riding your steed, riding a mech, but it's just out there like a broken Pez dispenser, especially if someone cuts the hood off of your convertible, making for a wonderful conversation starter. But not gonna lie, the ejection of the said cockpit is pretty nifty. So we've gone over at least 70% of the robots that make an appearance on this show, so are they cool? Anyway, I do recommend giving the show a chance if you're into skinny characters constantly trying to one-up each other in the social hierarchy and the battlefield, as well as corrupt superpower shenanigans and per episode writing that would make HBO shit their pants. Oh, and did I mention the